Kids say the darndest things.
It's over when I say it's over.
Fuckers hate us because they ain't us.
In this life, you can lose everything that you love, everything that loves you.
Fuck you, Thunder! You can suck my dick!
If you get injured on the field, you better make sure you die.
You're a bad lawyer, dude. That's good.
John C!
Danger is very real. Fear is a choice.
Think about how much money we can make. Come on, run!
What did you do? That's the story that's the glory of love.
So, Orphan. I'm gonna be honest, this movie, this was the least enthused I've been to watch a movie and then sit down and write a review for it, in a long time, if not ever. I'd seen the movie once before and I thought it was okay, but I really don't think movies like this movie in particular, are worth multiple viewings, especially, I'm looking at my shelf over there, when I have so many other movies I could be watching. But the deed is done. I've watched this movie again. This is like the third time I've watched it, and I was like, hey, we can get a review out. There's something positive about this. So, Orphan, let's get our exposition out of the way. I'll just paint the picture for you. We got a family. The parents, they bicker a lot. They're not in the greatest of situations. And then we got the little girl, she's deaf. And then her brother, who is like the supreme douchebag. I kind of hate that kid. But sadly, the parents lost a child due to unfortunate circumstances, so they decide to adopt. It's kind of like buying a puppy after the dog dies. Holy shit, I just kind of realized what I said. That was kind of dark. But sure enough, they get their little orphan daughter, Esther. But what do you know, the daughter they get seems a little bit weird. And it's kind of like the movie The Good Son. You guys ever see that one? Oh wait, this entire movie is like The Good Son. So one of the reasons I wasn't that excited to revisit this movie is I feel it's one of those movies that really just relies on its twist. There's a big twist in this movie, and yeah, it's pretty great. It caught me off guard. But I don't think there's much else going on in this movie. Movies like The Good Son, The Roommate, this movie, countless other spooky movies, they all center on one singular character. And basically, this character has just a mysterious background and you know nothing about them. But I feel like this formula, once you reveal what this character is, their background, all that stuff, I feel like after that it's like, what's the point anymore? Sure, we have to find out if the good guys will win, which they almost always do, so I'm always left like, okay, like, what now? If I do say something good about this movie, it's the main lead, the girl who plays Esther. She went on to be in the Hunger Games as one of the contestants. You know, she was Clove, and her performance in that and in this movie are really good. Her child actor performance is better than most of the adults in this movie, and not just by a little. I mean, it's fucking, like, better. And this movie would have been so cheesy, so much would have just completely failed if this girl just didn't deliver this performance, but thankfully she did, and this terrible movie ended up being just okay. But do I enjoy this movie? Ultimately, I think I'm just kind of indifferent about it. When I think of this movie, I don't really think it's bad. But when I think of this movie, and then I think of your, you know, typical, just a good movie, this movie, it's not even up to that. It's just okay. I think very little when I think of this movie, and that's not because it was bad. It was just serviceable. Like a very average sitcom, or like a filler episode in an anime. I didn't really see the driving force for me to care. But hey, I learned thank you in sign language. That has to count for something, right? I learned something! Thank you. That's how you say it. Now you learned something too. Now, but you don't have to watch an entire movie to learn that. You probably could have just Googled it. You didn't. You might already know that. I'm just fucking stupid. That's not a very happy note to end this review. With all that being said, I give Orphan a 5 out of 10. Guys, don't forget to check out today's featured channel. Stay tuned for the credits for some other cool videos. Please subscribe if you haven't already. I'd super appreciate that. Have a wonderful day. I know. They fuck. And with that, I leave you.
Hello everyone, I'm Ren, and welcome to my review for Dirty Grandpa. Directed by Dan Mazer and written by John Phillips, it stars Robert De Niro and Zac Efron. This movie is about an uptight young man who's about to marry a control freak of a woman, and his grandfather, after his wife dies, decides to trick him into taking him to Florida so they can have some fun with girls. Now let me tell you, I was excited about this movie. I laughed a lot at the...
In a house with surround sound, I found a girl from a small town. I drive a car with the top down, and life is good to you. I get a house with surround sound. I find a girl from a small town. I drive a car with the top down, and life is good to you. And life is good to you. And life is good to you.